This story and more is brought to you by Book Club Audio, the Australian audiobook marketplace. Find more amazing stories at bookclubaudio.com.
The tap-dancing T-Rex. Tyro, the little T-Rex, was bored and a bit lonely. He looked around the forest. Everything was so tall. The grass was tall, the bushes and trees were tall, all the dinosaurs were tall, especially the ones with the very long necks. Tyro's mummy had gone shopping with all the other T-Rex mummies. "Don't go past the creek," she warned. Tyro looked at Mummy's huge footprints that she had left in the mud. "Gee, will my feet ever get that big?" he thought. Tyro wandered down to his favourite place by the creek. Two enormous tree ferns provided cool shade, and stripes of sunshine sparkled on the water as it tumbled over rocks and pebbles. A big log had fallen across the creek. Tyro stepped carefully onto the log and dug in with his sharp clawed feet, holding out his little arms for balance. "Boo!" shrieked a voice. Tyro got such a surprise that he fell into the water with a big splash. He came up spluttering and saw a baby triceratops rolling with laughter on the grassy bank. Tyro could not be cross with a baby, so he laughed too as he scrambled out of the creek. "Cherry! Cherry!" called a mummy voice, and the triceratops scampered away. Alone again and dripping wet, Tyro hiked up to a big flat rock where he stretched out in the sun and fell asleep. Tyro dreamed that he had T-Rex kids all around him laughing and calling his name. He woke up smiling. Standing on the big flat rock, Tyro stared up to the treetops, tapping his foot and thinking. "How can I get a bunch of T-Rex kids together?" he asked himself. Tap, tap went Tyro's claws. Think, think went Tyro's brain. "I've got it!" he shouted, frightening a flock of dinosaur birds from the branches of nearby trees. Tyro tapped one clawed foot, then the other. "I will learn to tap dance and teach the other T-Rex kids," he thought. "Then I'll have lots of friends." Every day for a whole week, Tyro practiced his dance moves on the big flat rock. The dino birds whistled tunes, and Tyro danced in time to the music. Tap, tap, slide. Tap, tap, slide. Tyro raised his small arms and made jazz hands with his little claw fingers. Tap, tap, kick and slide. Tap, tap, kick and slide. At the end of the week, Tyro asked his mummy if he could have a play date with some other T-Rex kids, and she said yes. The T-Rex kids sat around the edges of the big flat rock. The dino birds whistled, and Tyro went into his tap dancing routine. There was clapping and cheering as Tyro took a bow. "Who wants to learn to tap dance?" he shouted. The T-Rex kids shouted back, "We do, Tyro! We do, Tyro!"
"Hey, Tyro,"
called Tessa.
"Where did you get your fancy tap shoes?"
"They are great, aren't they?" Tyro said proudly. "My tap shoes sparkle like the stars in the night sky. I got them from the Jurassic op shop, of course." The next day, 6 T-Rex kids turned up for tap dancing practice with their tap shoes that were plain and not sparkly like Tyro's. It didn't take very long for the T-Rex kids to learn the tap dancing steps and the jazz fingers. "Let's have a concert for our mummies and daddies and their friends," suggested Tyro. The T-Rex kids loved the idea and practiced their tap dancing routine some more. The grown-up dinosaurs crowded in front of the big flat rock, and Dino Bird Band struck up the music. Led by Tyro, wearing his sparkly tap shoes, the T-Rex kids formed a chorus line, and the performance began. Tap, tap, slide and kick, and tap, tap, slide. Tap, tap, slide and kick, and tap, tap, slide. The applause went on for ages as Tyro and the T-Rex kids all bowed together. That night, a tired Tyro snuggled down next to his mummy and fell asleep. In a dream, Tyro was performing in a big Hollywood theatre. Outside, in big bright lights, was a sign. Jurassic Productions present Tyro, the Tap Dancing T-Rex.